Coming up on this edition of Hawkeye News. Red Oak High School, TAAS scores soar.
New driving laws for teens.
Shadow Drinks 2 hammers home the true consequences of drugs and alcohol. Our look at this year's new film.
We have news for incoming freshmen.
And finally, the Junior High Bureau brings us a special report on tobacco.
All coming up next on this edition of Hawkeye News.
You're watching Hawkeye News with Rachel Selvey and Heather Blackwood. Sports with Brian Wankles and Robert Kent. Special reports with Lacey Jacobs and our Junior High Hawkeye News team. Hawkeye News, leadership you can depend on.
Welcome to this pilot edition of Hawkeye News. I'm Heather Blackwood.
And I'm Rachel Selvey. Heather and I will be your hosts this year on Hawkeye News, brought to you monthly by Hadit and Project Success. We would like to thank Red Oak ISD for this opportunity to bring you the latest news stories from around our districts.
We would like to thank our partner and major news source, the Red Oak Acorn, Red Oak High School's own newspaper staff and publication. We hope you enjoy our program, and at the end we will tell you how you can contact us and give us your comments.
In the news, Red Oak High School TAAS scores soared. The preliminary results are in, and Red Oak High School has once again taken great strides on the TAAS testing. The scores show Red Oak High School at reading 98, math 96, and writing 98% passing. Scores were up in all areas.
All our scores are above 90%, and we hit 98% in reading and in writing, and 96% in math, and those are accumulative, the highest scores we've ever had. And every subgroup that we have is also above the 90 percentile. So if everything works out the way we think it should, we should be an exemplary campus next year.
The students and teachers should be commended for the great improvement in scores.
Here are the new laws for teen drivers. Drivers between 16 and 18 years old are now prohibited from driving between the hours of midnight and 5 a.m. The new law also prohibits new drivers from having more than one passenger under the age of 21 who is not a family member in the car during the first 6 months of receiving a provisional license. The new laws took effect in January.
Beware of school zones. New school zones on Avila Road in front of Red Oak Intermediate should be up and running by the beginning of the 2002-2003 school year. The signs have been put up to slow down traffic in the school zone area, thus making it safer for students and motorists in that area.
Well, the school district had asked for the state to go ahead and put a school zone there, knowing that we were going to build a school there. And it kind of took a while, but we finally got them going here at the end of the school year. But it's basically just to keep everybody aware that, there is a school down there. It's in a really bad location. It's at the bottom of a hill. There's a lot of traffic through there. Like I said, it's 55-mile-an-hour zone. And we're just trying to give everybody the heads up that, to pay attention. I put my lights on my squad to slow everyone down and make them aware that there's kids moving around out there and that we're staying in the middle of the roadway.
Red Oak ISD police are authorized to issue citations for failure to follow posted laws. Please buckle up, drive the speed limits posted, and use properly marked entrances and exits.
Well, our big thing here is buckle up for Sarah. So obviously it's going to be a seatbelt type situation. Like I said before, anyone in the car or any vehicle ages 4 to 16 has to be in a seatbelt anywheres in the vehicle. Children under the age of 4 years old have to be in a car seat.
Fines on traffic offenses could range up to $500.
Out with the old and in with the new. At a cost of near $900,000 each, the new field houses for both Red Oak High and Red Oak Junior High athletic programs are being completed and should be ready for this school year. The field house at ROHS is 19,300 square feet and will consist of a weight room, locker room, and coaches' offices, as well as great shower facilities and storage area. The reason for the construction is obvious to anyone who has been around ROHS for the past few years.
We've grown, our athletics has grown. This is going to give us a little more space for the boys out here, and then we're in the process of developing other avenues for our girls sports and other boys sports to add dressing facilities for them also.
The old field house will be renovated to make room for other outdoor sport athletes. This special segment of our newscast is called District in 60 Seconds. All of us here at Hawkeye News work hard to bring you all the important events we can during our program. In order to offer more, we power pack 60 seconds with information from around the district. Red Oak ISD Teachers Honored. The Teacher of the Year Award ceremony was held on June 3rd to honor outstanding teachers from throughout the district. Each campus announced their Teacher of the Year at the ceremony. We'll bring you more information on this story in later editions of Hawkeye News. Relay for Life. Once again, Red Oak High School was the host for this year's Relay for Life Cancer Walk to benefit cancer research. Many teams of walkers, included some for ROHS, took part to raise funds for this worthwhile event. The event was held June 7th and 8th with teams coming from all over the area to help raise money for cancer research. Peer Mediation Program. Great news from the West Campus this year. Mrs. Evelyn Jones, the at-risk coordinator, along with Mrs. Jody Asaley, will be student advisors for the new peer mediation program. The advisors began late last year recruiting students and have carried out training for the new program over the summer. Project Success hosts leadership camps. Project Success leadership camps are back. After taking a summer off last year, the program once again held 2 leadership camps for incoming 6th and 7th graders. Habit members were leaders in this event. And that's your district in 60 seconds. Stay tuned, we have news for incoming freshmen and a look at Shattered Dreams too. Also, sports is next, but first, a word from our local sponsors.
Welcome to Keith Ace Hardware. At Keith Ace Hardware, you'll find friendly people waiting to help you with your shopping needs. Keith Ace Hardware is not just a place to buy hammer and nails. We have many great gift ideas that you just don't find anyplace else. Many household items like vacuum cleaners and hot water heaters. We offer great customer service in all of our departments, such as paint matching and key making. For beautiful plants or the best chainsaw money can buy, come to Keith Ace Hardware. We're sure you'll have a great shopping experience. Remember, Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks. Keith Ace Hardware is located at 138 Ovilla Road in Red Oak. At Animal Hospital of Ovilla, we care enough to provide the best. Going to the doctor shouldn't be unpleasant for you or your pet. At Animal Hospital of Ovilla, we strive to make every visit comfortable and stress-free, as well as educational. From caring personal attention to excellent medical care, you'll find that we're the place for you and your pet. Animal Hospital of Ovilla is a state-of-the-art facility, a building built just to be an animal hospital. This means it's the safest environment for treating your pet. Our staff attends continuing education programs to keep up with the latest diagnostics and surgical techniques. You'll find that Dr. Stanfill and his staff are gentle and compassionate caregivers. We put your pet's health first. Animal Hospital of Ovilla, the very best for your best friend. Animal Hospital of Ovilla is located at 3357 Ovilla Road in Ovilla.
Welcome back. It's time for sports with Hawkeye News sports reporter Brian Wackles.
Thanks, Heather. In sports today, Michelle Carter wins back-to-back-to-back state titles. The more things change, the more things stay the same, at least in the case of Red Oak High School's own Michelle Carter. Michelle competed on May 10th in her 3rd straight state track and field competition. Michelle went in as the back-to-back state champion in shot put and discus. New competition did not seem to faze the always steady and hard-working Carter, who set a new state record in all classifications in the shot put throwing 53 foot 3 3/4 inches to her next closest competitor, which was at 45 foot 3 1/4 inch. Michelle blew away the competition in shot, but was not finished yet. Michelle would simply reload it and would fling the discus 157 feet 3 inches, again winning the gold medal at the Texas State Track and Field competition. Her father, who many will remember as the 1984 silver medalist in the Los Angeles Olympic Games, coaches Michelle. Mr. Carter, who played football for the SMU Mustangs and later was a dominant defensive lineman for the San Francisco 49ers, works with Michelle as coach, not just dad, and has seen just what hard work can do.
She worked hard and we molded her to a pretty good thrower now, but she still has a long ways to go. I'm excited to see what happens once she gets into college.
He knows what I need to do, and he helps me keep focused, because some coaches, they're probably to goof off and goof around, but he'll let me goof off every now and then, but he also tells me when I need to stay focused and really get serious.
Michelle is not the only ROHS athlete in the family, as her younger sister Dee Dee, who narrowly missed making state this year, and who should have a great chance at joining her big sister at the state competition next year. Michelle is a well-rounded athlete who believes in hard work in and out of the classroom. Michelle is also active in her church and other organizations. When you say champions on and off the field, you are talking about Michelle Carter, an inspiration to many present and future Hawks. Michelle's goals for the future include taking aim at the Olympic Games, and those who know Michelle would not bet against that. And now for a story in the Lady Hawks softball team, we go to Robert Kent. Robert?
Thank you, Brian. The Lady Hawks softball season came to a close 5-0 loss to the Frisco Lady Coons, but not before another outstanding and exciting season. Under the direction of coaches Trish Garcia and Robert Merritt, the Lady Hawks finished the season 20-8, with many big wins, including the first ever district loss for the Midway Lady Panthers. The team defeated Denton and Dallas Hillcrest in the playoffs by the scores of 10-3 and 4-1. The Lady Hawks JV team won district this year and finished the season 16-4, which sets up for some exciting years to come in softball. The ladies will move to a new district and will be playing Ennis, Lancaster, Terrell, Corsicana, and Maybank in the 2003 season.
That second place at the Cowtown Classic tournament very easily should have won it. Fell apart a little bit toward the end in the championship game. And then, of course, the highlight during our district season was beating Midway. They were on a 109-game winning streak, and this was the last year that we would play Midway. They're not in our district anymore, and we beat them in the last district game, and you would have thought it was the state championship. The girls, it was like, for a lot of them, 4 years of frustration, never being able to get over that hump, and we actually did it, and it was just outstanding.
We had a better winning season. And in district, we were going along good. And we lost to Ennis one game, and that kind of made us more prepared against Midway.
We'll do a lot better in our district. I think the hardest team we'll have to face, I think, is Corsicana. And we've played them this year, and we beat them. So I think that we'll have a pretty good year this year. This will be really good.
The future looks bright next season for Coach Garcia and her Lady Hawks, so come out next year and support your team. This is Robert Kent for Hawkeye News. Back to you in the studio.
And that's sports for this month. See you next time.
Thank you, Brian. In other news, many things will be changing for this year for the award-winning Hawkette drill team. For more on this, we now go to Hawkeye News reporter Lacey Jacobs.
Red Oak High School Hawkettes drill team announced members and officers for the 2002-2003. After many years under the direction of Ms. Janet Allen, the Hawkettes will have a new director, Ms. Laura Kelly, who has been the assistant director for the past 2 years. Ms. Kelly herself spent 4 years as a ROHS Hawkette member from 1989 through 1993, serving as a line member, lieutenant, co-captain, and captain of the squad. Ms. Kelly will have her hands full with 6 new officers, 34 line members of the team for 2002-2003. The Hawkettes are no stranger to awards-winning sweepstakes, best in class, and most friendly team in the 2001-2002 school year. The Hawkettes will be performing at all varsity football games, pep rallies, competition, and much more. Ms. Kelly has years of experience in drill team as well as her experience in dance, both studios and Cedar Valley College musicals. Ms. Kelly is a graduate of University of Texas at Arlington and should keep the Hawkettes at a top level. What are some of the new challenges of being a new officer this year?
Well, I think that probably the biggest one is getting used to the fact that you're a leader and you have to really work hard to be the best that you can be and really to help the team the best and not goof around the whole time and just have discipline and make sure that you're being an officer and not just another teammate.
Well, we have to work with the other officers to help maintain a discipline with each of the girls and to help them bring out their best potential to give a good show to the audience. Ms. Kelly, what are your expectations for this year?
Well, we have a great group of officers, 6 girls that I'm very proud to have. We're dancing 40 girls this year. We'll do some awesome performances, some real showstoppers at the football games. We'll also be going to a competition in the spring, and we'll have spring show in April or May. And we'll just be able to showcase for the community all of our dances that we've done for the year.
That's the story from here. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Lacey. Now Heather will give us a look at Shattered Dreams 2, Please Remember Me.
Shattered Dreams 2 hammers home the true consequences of drugs and alcohol. After the release of Shattered Dreams 1 in May of 2001, many asked, could it get any better than this? Well, the release of Shattered Dreams 2 proves that you can make a good thing even better.
3 dead, 3 seriously injured, 1 paralyzed for life. I look at you with the same contempt that I look at a cold-blooded killer. Justice demands the most severe penalty under the law.
The true events of Shattered Dreams 2, of trials, drugs, and decisions, hopefully will make everyone stop and think before they make such a decision. In cooperation with Alan J. Oliver Productions, Project Success, Drug Education, and Had It have put together a movie that tells us just what happens to those who choose to drink and drive. Shattered Dreams 2 was made to reinforce the message set in Shattered Dreams 1, and hopefully to make students realize the tragic consequences that can come from drinking and doing drugs. Producer-director Alan J. Oliver has worked with Red Oak ISD Police Department, Had It, and Project Success over the past 2 years, spending hundreds of hours producing a true reality-based education movie. Shattered Dreams 2 was made possible with the help from Baylor Medical Center of Waxahachie staff, as well as Laurel Land Funeral Home, Judge Bob Carroll, and many more. The community supports Red Oak High School and the good students who care enough to work on this and other Haddock programs. For more information on Shattered Dreams, you can contact the Red Oak ISD Police Department.
News for incoming freshmen. Many consider the move from junior high to high school one of the most exciting yet frightening moves of a lifetime. While many are ready to move to the new environment with more freedom, the dreams of driver's license, and other high school activities, it also brings the fear of being youngest on campus, tougher rules, and many times harder classes. The freshmen today do have one advantage over those a few years ago. They have an opportunity to transition into the high school life while having their own separate building on the high school campus. Red Oak High School West Campus life is a time to grow and mature while learning the high school ropes. The campus has many great people wanting to help the students, such as Principal Mike Burns and Counselor Billy Osborne.
One of the first ways we help them is with freshman orientation, which we have in the spring of the year while they're still in the 8th grade. That's primarily for parents. And at that period of time, we discuss graduation plans, credits.
We know most of our students because it is smaller, but also the benefit of the smaller campus is the freshmen really unify as a class because they are the graduating class that's going to hold together, and we encourage them to lift each other up and help each other through this process.
Freshmen are able to take some extracurricular type classes on the main campus as well as gym and athletics with upperclassmen. Most students have adapted well to high school life while at West Campus, but others have learned that hitting the books early and often is the best way to be a one-time freshman, not a career freshman.
Karen Miller set to retire after 18 years as principal of Shields Elementary. Longtime Shields principal Karen Miller retired at the end of the 2001-2002 school year. Many ROHS students will fondly remember Ms. Miller from their elementary days. Ms. Miller was the principal at Shields for the past 18 years and will now be taking on the duties as the director of Red Oak ISD's Education Foundation.
I'll tell you, it will be a transition for us. She has done a terrific job at the campus level. She has been a wonderful principal, very committed, very dedicated, great relationships with students and parents, and she's been a very strong force in the district for many, many years. We are very excited, though, that she is going to come back and work for us part-time as director of our Educational Foundation, and the board has just recently approved that, and we'll be starting with plans this fall to get that kicked off, and that will be a tremendous opportunity for her, and it will be an opportunity for us as a district to retain someone who has done a tremendous job for us for many years.
Well, I have feelings that I'm very anxious because I'm anxious to start something new, and there's a lot of anxiety because I'm leaving something I've done so long and I still love doing.
Hawkeye News would like to say thanks, Ms. Miller, for all you did for the students of Red Oak. In related news, longtime Shields Secretary Jerry Ann North also retired at the end of last year after 15 years of service to the students of Shields Elementary.
How safe is your school? Your chance to tell us coming soon. Red Oak ISD Police Department is now working on plans for student summits in the upcoming year. The summits will allow students to give input on improvements that need to be made in safety and other areas of concern students may have. Officer Byron Hopkins will be in charge of the planning for these events, which will eventually lead to a county-wide summit of all schools in Ellis County. Red Oak ISD Police Department believes it is important to hear from the students on these crucial issues. And now, here's our Spotlight feature from the junior high.
Here's Hawkeye News anchor Christian Henson. Christian?
Thanks, guys. In a year which good news seems hard to come by, there is some good news from the health front. Cigarette smoking, the leading cause of preventable death and disease in this country, is falling sharply among American teenagers. The latest national survey shows that teen smoking is rapidly declining. Based on national representative surveys of some 44,000 students in grades 8, 10, and 12, ISR research scientists have found that the adolescent smoking is declining at a vigorous pace. This contrasts to the dramatic increase in teen smoking observed in the early 1990s. Prior to the peak teen smoking rates reached in the mid-1990s, current smoking among 8th and 10th graders has been rising rapidly, with about a 50% increase occurring between 1991 and 1996. Smoking has been rising among 12th graders as well, though not by as large a proportion. How long does it take to get hooked? Studies show that 12 to 13-year-olds who smoke as few as 2 or 3 cigarettes become addicted in just 2 weeks. Once hooked, the average smoker is unable to stop for 17 years. There is no easy way out once you are hooked. I'm Christian Hinson, Hawkeye News anchor for the Junior High Bureau. Joining us now for this special report on tobacco is Hawk News reporters Joseph Nadson, Tamara Llewellyn, Sydney Hinson, and Brady Sapp. Let's begin with Joseph Nadson and Tamara Llewellyn with some helpful tips on how to quit smoking.
So you want to quit? You don't have to do it alone. As a matter of fact, research has shown that whatever your plan to quit, it will be more successful with the aid of a friend or support group. Methods such as hypnosis, although widely advertised, are not significantly successful. Likewise, acupuncture is believed to reduce withdrawal symptoms of nicotine addiction. Both of these can be of help to some in combination with other quitting plans. The most success is obtained by drawing up and following a plan. The use of nicotine replacement therapy is the most commonly used aid. They help the quitter overcome withdrawal symptoms by slowly reducing the amount of nicotine you take in. Nicotine replacement therapy is available in several forms, some of which are the popular patch and gum. There are also nasal sprays and lozenges available. We go now to Hawkeye News reporter Tamara Llewellyn. Tamara?
Well, Joseph, it's important to have realistic expectations for quitting. As most ex-smokers would tell you, there may be some setbacks along the way to success, and the encouragement of a support group can be very helpful to get you over the rough spots. Remember that some quit smoking products can have side effects that can differ from smoker to smoker. Take the first big step to a healthier you. Decide when you're going to quit. Pick the plan that you feel will be of most benefit to you and get started right away. When things get tough, remind yourself of all the things you find distasteful about cigarette smoking. Reporting from Red Oak Junior High, Tamara Llewellyn, Hawkeye News. Now to Sydney Hinson to tell us about the social costs of smoking. Sydney?
Well, Tamara, we have learned that numerous studies show that smokers are costing society amounts which vary from 22 cents to $4.80 for each pack they smoke. That the estimates vary so widely is already a clue that the authors select data which pleases them and ignore the rest. With the average cost of $3.50 per pack of cigarettes, a smoker who smokes a pack a day can expect to pay nearly $1,700 a year just for the cigarettes themselves, not to mention the cost of bad health and shortened lifespan. This is just some of the evidence of the price of smoking. What fun could you have with an extra $1,700 a year? Facts show smokers cost themselves and society much more than they will ever have the chance of getting back. Brady Sapp has some information on legal problems associated with underage smoking. Brady?
Sydney, there are many legal problems associated with underage smoking today. Effective September 1st, 1997, Senate Bill No. 55 was passed into legislation in an effort to curb tobacco use by minors. The comprehensive measure deals with the prevention efforts, vending machine restrictions, new regulations on tobacco retailers, and a new offense prohibiting the possession of tobacco by a minor. Most of the provisions of the bill became effective on September 1st, 1997. However, the new offense prohibiting persons under the age of 18 from possessing tobacco products came into effect January 1st, 1998. Legislation also sets out the following punishment. Punishable by a fine not to exceed $250, required to attend a tobacco awareness program, or if the defendant lives in a rural area where a tobacco awareness program is not available, the court shall require the defendant to perform 8 to 12 hours of tobacco-related community service. Proof of completion of tobacco awareness program or tobacco-related community service must be presented to the court within 90 days. If not, the defendant's driver's license will be ordered suspended for a period not to exceed 180 days. So think again. Do you want one simple puff to ruin the rest of your life? Christian, back to you.
Thanks, Brady. We hope this information was helpful to those of you that are trying to quit smoking. And for those of you who are thinking of starting smoking, please consider what you've learned in this edition of the Hawkeye News. Rachel and Heather, back to you.
Thanks, Christian. We'll look forward to future reports from the Junior High Bureau.
Red Oak ISD is growing by leaps and bounds. Red Oak ISD is a growing district which can be seen by all the construction around our district. Currently, construction is being completed on the new field houses at both Red Oak High and Red Oak Junior High schools. The field houses will allow our athletic programs to expand and give the needed space for workout, dressing, and other use. Bids are also being taken on the new addition to Red Oak Junior High, which is scheduled to include 11 new classrooms, restroom facilities, and a science lab. The new wing will be added to the existing junior high building.
That's so we can get 12 classrooms in there. So we're going to have 12 classrooms plus there'll be a couple of science rooms in there. And that should get us up to about 1,000 students.
The current student population for Red Oak ISD is closing in on 4,700. With more homes going up every day, the numbers will continue to grow, and Red Oak ISD is working hard to stay up with the growth.
That's it for this edition of Hawkeye News. I'm Rachel Selvey.
And I'm Heather Blackwood. If you would like to contact us with your comments, suggestions, or news ideas, you can email us at hawkeyenews@redoakisd.org
or call 972-617-4312, mailbox number 4.
We'll see you next time.